帮我 send live，send 了，send 了我。Welcome, welcome to my my pre New York session live. Okay, I'm doing live slightly earlier today, uh, because we want to get prepared for FOMC later. Okay, so we'll look at especially for gold because FOMC the impact is for the US pair, right? So basically gold will also definitely take most of the impact as well. Okay, so for those that of you that just joined, welcome again. Okay, right now I'm looking at gold. It's currently in my resistance. Yesterday we actually already taken this trade, and we actually managed to get some profits already. Okay, so right now, if to get into the trade, it's going to be slightly risky. Okay, we'll see how it's going to play out first before we actually hop in. Okay, it price on the 4 hour is actually in the zone, right? But it's slightly not looking very beautiful right now. It's because I do see the potential for this price to actually reach slightly higher to the top. Okay, so we'll see how it's going to play out before we actually take any trades. Okay, for gold, I'm going to just give a couple of zones for us to actually have a look. All right, so first we do have this resistance zone. Okay, if we look at this zone, we do see that the price has broken above, right? But if we look at this high here, the high of this candle, right? The high of this candle is not broken, right? The price is still respecting this this price point here, right? So we will want to see if there's any much more possible opportunity for us to sell. If there is, then we will definitely take it. Okay. All right. So we'll keep an eye at this zone here for sell. But if the price is going to break above, let's say later when the US session open, right? I don't think we have any news for today, right? So if we look at Forex Factory, today we don't have any news for the US pair, nothing, right? The only news that we do have later today is basically midnight at 3 o'clock, in 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Where we will have FOMC. Basically, it's a speech from the Fed, right? From Powell. So we'll see how it's going to play out, but we will definitely take some analysis. We will do some markings of our zone and just get ourselves prepared for FOMC, right? And if FOMC moves, then we will be looking at a potential entry probably in the morning after the FOMC have cooled down. Okay, so right now gold is at this resistance level. Okay, we will look for opportunity, but if I'm looking at the 15-minute, yesterday I've already taken this opportunity here, right? Basically yesterday what I did was I did told you guys to wait for a change, right? So we do have a new higher high over here. This will be my low. Price has broken below. Okay, close below. So I place an entry right here. Stop loss above, and my TP is at the bottom, right? But I closed out early is because I do see price rejecting at this level here, right? Reason is because we do see this minor resistance on the minute 15. All right, so I managed to get a 1-to-1 from this trade. Okay, and as for today, we will also look for a bit more opportunity, right? At this level here, I was actually waiting for this break below, right? But I did not manage to hop in because I do have some things going on in the afternoon today. So basically I missed out on this trade, but right now we will see if there's any more confirmations, right? If now we look at this confirmation here, if we want to have a much more conservative entry, we will be looking at this low here, right? Okay, it's very far off, okay, but we will definitely see if the price will change, right? If it does, then it will be good for us. Okay, just give me a minute. All right, so we want to see this break here. Okay, if this candles is going to move below like this, break and close below, we will retest, we can actually take a sell, right, and just go all the way to the bottom here, right? So if something like this were to happen, our position is going to be like this. Okay, stop loss at this high and our TP will be at this low, something like this. Okay, you'll be looking at a trade like this, so you have a 1 to 3 risk reward trade. Okay, so we will take something like this, but for right now we will look at gold and we'll just wait on for gold to see how it's going to react. Okay, we can have a much more aggressive entry at this level actually if the price is going to break below. Okay, if the price is breaking below, then we can get a much more riskier entry. Okay, but it will definitely it might have the possibility to reach back to the top side, right? So if this is going to happen, we can place our sell here, stops above here, and our TP is at the low here, right? You will be also looking at something like this at a 1 to almost a 1 to 3, right? So for gold right now, I'll wait for more confirmations first before actually hop in for a position. Okay, I've created an alert, so I'll just wait and see how the price is going to play out. Okay, just give me a moment. All right, so currently gold, I'm looking at something like this. Okay, it's either one of these two levels. I'll just mark it out for you guys so you guys know what I'm seeing. Okay, all right, so we have these two levels here which we will potentially look for a position. Okay, it's either going to be this or this. All right, so this is going to be for gold. We'll move on to different pairs first, just to do a quick analysis. Okay. NZD CHF right now I don't have any possible entries. We'll wait for basically a higher level, which is at this level. Okay. We do see the price has already actually tapped in, right? If I'm looking at the 15-minute, yeah, if it's a aggressive entry, is definitely here, which has already left to about almost 10 pip, right? So if I'm going to take it much more conservative, I'll be waiting for this change here, right? And basically the target is very far away, right? Our TP is very, very far away. Okay, so if this is gonna happen, I will definitely be taking this trade, okay, all the way to the downside here. This is my optimum target. Of course, towards the price moving downwards, we will definitely look at places for us to take out some of our profits, right? So about 30 pip stop, and this is going to be my target, right? So this is for NZD CHF. Okay, I'm going to be looking at this. CAD CHF, I do have my zone marked out on my support. I'm still waiting for confirmations to actually take a buy position, right? So right now I don't have a solid momentum that the price is going to move to the upside, right? I do have this pattern being formed here, right? I have this dump, I have this rally, right? And the price dumped again here, right? And I want to see this breaking above, and then I can place my buy limit to ride it up to the top, right? So I want to see something like this happen. Okay, but for this to happen, I will need more confirmations, right? So if I'm looking at this area, if I'm going to switch it to a line chart, I do see a movement, something like this, right? It created a low, it went above, right? And then it broke away from this low, right? So we have a new low here, right? So right now what I'm saying is I want the price to break this level. If it breaks this level, then I will put a buy limit in and just see how the price is going to react then. Okay, but this is going to be for CAD CHF. Alright, so I will place my price here, which I'll be looking for a possible entry. Okay, and I'll be looking at something like this. Okay, this is going to be my stop, about a very tight stop, 6 pip. I'm going to add about 5 pip buffer, so about 11, about 12 pips, right? Something like this. And my TP, I'm going to aim for the high that it has created on the hour 4. So I'll be aiming at this high here. Right, that's my optimum target, right? But of course, when it comes to this level here, around here, I will definitely take some partials away. Okay, so I'll be waiting for this one to actually take a closer look. Alright, AUD and NZD right now I don't have any potential entries. We do have this support here, right? But from what I'm seeing on the hour 4, I'm looking at a lot of bearish candle moving towards the downside, right? So if it's for AUD and NZD, you can take a buy position at this level, right? If you're going to be very aggressive, you can actually take a instant buy position which stops just covering the whole zone, right? And the TP is at the resistance up here. But doing so is going to be slightly risky, right? So for me, like I've always said, I will definitely wait for a confirmation to happen before I actually take a trade. So right now I do see this dump here, right? Came to the zone. Okay, it retraced, right? So what I want to actually see to get a potential entry is around this price here, right? So I want to see a change of market structure. right? I want to see a change of a market structure moving towards the upside, and then I can actually place my buy here, okay? And my stops is going to be at this low. Just give me a minute. Alright, stop is going to be at this low here. At 12 pip, I'm going to add a buffer of 5, which is 17. Right, so I'll be looking at something like this. So I do have a 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio. So it's quite good to get this kind of risk to reward. Okay, so I'll be definitely hopping in for this trade with a confirmation when it happens. Okay. AUD CHF right now I don't have anything. Right, I've already actually marked out what I want to see. Right, but the price that actually took out all these lows here, right, it did not really actually came back to the price that I'm looking at. So for that being said, I don't have a solid confirmation to actually take this trade, right? Because if we look at the highs here, 1, 2, 3, right, it's basically, if you're asking like my strategy is like a smart money concept, right? So if you do look at these candles here, right, this high has taken out this high without body closing above. This high taken out this and this without a body closing above, right? So it's quite a good solid entry here, but I don't have a solid confirmation to actually take this trade all the way to the downside, right? So I'll wait for maybe the price to retrace a little, and then I will hop in. Okay, if I'm looking at the 30-minute, I'll be looking at somewhere here to actually hop in. If the price comes back, I will take a short position here. Okay, so AUD CHF, I'll wait and see if there's any more confirmations. Okay. GBP CHF. Okay, right now we do see this break of this trend line. Okay, which I marked it today during the London session. Okay, I just do a quick analysis, right? So GBP CHF, I have this break of structure which I am expecting. Right now I do have something here. Okay, but this is not closed yet. Another 2 hours for the candle to close. Okay. So 15 minutes has actually left about 15 pips. We'll see if the price will retrace, because right now what we see is basically the price it basically stuck at this level here at this support, right? The price is stuck at this support, right? If we look to the left, we also do see resistance, broken, became a support, support again and again, right? So right now we want to see if this is going to break below. If it's breaking below, then we'll wait for a retest to actually hop in for the sell. Okay, so GBP CHF, I will still need much more solid confirmation before I hop in, because if you zoom out of GBP CHF, it is an uptrend, right? You do see uptrend happening here, right? But it is not very solid to actually hop in at this level here, right? We do see this very big range broken below, came back, range broke below again, started to came back again, and it's like probably whatever happened here, right? If you look at this movement here, it's something similar to this movement here as well, right? So I will just wait out and see how the price is going to play out before I hop in. Okay, Euro CHF, I have my resistance, but the price did not come back to where I'm looking for a sell, right? So basically I'm actually waiting for this level here, right? Actually took out all these lows, right, with this big dump at basically it's post London session, right, with this big dump. The price did not come back to this level, so I'm actually waiting for the price But from what I'm seeing right now, I don't see a potential of the price coming back to the top side. Okay. Yeah. So I'm looking at something like this. Okay. I'm actually waiting for the price to actually come back to this level here. Then I want to see a solid confirmation for the price to dump, because right now the price is at this minor support level here. Okay. We can actually go ahead and just place a sell limit for this, because because I think this one is definitely much more safer compared to the US pair, right? Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to place a sell limit. I'm going to be risking lesser. Okay, just give me a minute, yeah. Okay, so I will just, for any of you guys that want to know what I did, is basically I will just type it in here, okay? Just give me a moment, yeah, guys. Okay. All right. So I have this sell limit here for Euro CHF. Okay. So I've placed a sell limit order at this price, my stop loss, and this is my TP. Okay, and it's a 1 to 2.6 risk to reward ratio. Okay, so I'm risking lesser than what I usually does. Okay, so if you guys want to get this trade, just basically set a sell limit. All right. Uh, Coma letter. I'm in. You're in for a trade, or what? I'm not sure. Hi, can I know what's your prediction for FOMC? There's no prediction for FOMC, right? Basically, right? Okay, because if you look at this data here, right? These are all for today, right? So if you hop on for tomorrow, right? Basically on Thursday, which is 3 a.m. later here, if you guys can see, I just take a closer look for you guys, right? So you see, if it's Thursday, February 22nd at 3 a.m., which means later at midnight, right? It's a FOMC meeting minutes. If you look at FOMC meeting minutes, there's nothing to show, right? There's no data here, right? There's no data. But if you look at the usual effect, it's more hawkish than expected is good for currency. So basically, all these speech, right? They don't have a specific data for you to actually uh, take a trade, right? For example, if I'm going to compare it with, for example, let's say I'm comparing it with, let's just say unemployment claims tomorrow, right? This is unemployment claims. Hold on, yeah. All right. So what we have here is unemployment claims, right? If you look at this data here, we do have this previous and also forecast, right? So we can use this data, and based on this data, we can actually try and predict what's the actual that's going to come out for, right? But if we are looking at FOMC, we don't have a data to show, right? So basically on FOMC is whatever the Fed, right, whatever Powell says, right, then it will definitely have a impact for the US pair, right? So FOMC, we can't actually predict where it is or where it's going to head to, right? But if we were to look at the DXY chart, okay, if we look at DXY, this is on hour 4, right? So what I have is this high and also this low, right? We do see price actually close below, right? We do see price actually close below here, right? If we look closer, this is the support, right? But support, it doesn't actually means support doesn't mean it's a horizontal line price point that you place, right? It's supposed to be a zone, right? So if I'm going to mark out my resistance that's been broken, right? If I'm going to take this zone at this level here, okay, I'm using this candle here, yeah. So it's broken, right, towards here, but it's not retesting, right? Okay, so we want to know where is this price. So if we look at this wick here, it's not near this this zone here, right? But if you look on the hour 4, like I've always said, I use supply and demand, support, resistance as well, right? So we do have a base here, right? So if you're going to mark it like this, okay, we can see multiple breaks towards the downside, okay. But if you do see that the price, even though it, right, okay, here this is your base, right? Price came back, respected. This one you saw it's a break, right? But the price still rejects towards the upside, okay. So you want to know what is going on here. Why is it breaking but it's still rejecting, right? You look at this candle shadow, right? There's a wick here. What you do then, you just go on to the hour 1 to see if it's a possible entry or zone or whatever that you can actually look at, right? So this is hour 4, right? But on hour 1, this is hour 4, but on hour 1 we do have this rally, then it took a break and then rallied again, took a break and rally again, right? So if you look at hour 1, right, this base here, it's also somewhere that you can use as a support level, right? So if you're going to drag it, then you can actually notice that on the hour 1, the price has been respecting as well, right? So if you hop on back to the hour 4, then you actually see that it makes sense, right? Even to the current, which is whatever happened on Tuesday, which is yesterday, even with this big dump, right, the price still respected, right? If we look at this level here, price broke below but came to this level and actually took a slowly moving up towards the upside, right? So we can actually know that you cannot use this level, right? You can choose to use this or whatever you want, right? So I do have two that I can look at, right? Basically this is my hour 4 and this is my hour 1, okay. So if I'm going to predict based on what I see right now, okay, FOMC plays a big part, which it happens every quarter once, right? So for FOMC, basically Fed Power will actually give lots of data on regards to the US economy, right? So if I'm going to look at this just based on what I see on DXY and not using FOMC as a subject, right? Just based on purely DXY, what I see here is the price that for the US dollar, it will be strengthened, right? When it comes to this level here, right, it will definitely reject a little. So what I do see is the price come here, right, and then reject back to maybe this level here, right, and then it will pump again, come to this level and then reject and then pump back up here, right, and then eventually breaking this high here, right? So this is what I see on DXY, and I just predict it based on the DXY chart, right? If you look at any other USD pair, for example, if you look at gold, okay, if you look at gold on the hour 4, we do see that, we do know that on the daily it's a long-term downtrend, right? But for hour 4, we do know that it's it's for hour 4, we know that it's definitely retracing towards the upside. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, just give me a minute, yeah. Just give me a minute. Okay, so all right. So what I was saying is basically for gold, on the bigger time frame, on like the daily, we do see that the price is moving towards the downside, right? But for hour 4, hour 1, we do see a retracement happening, right? So right now for gold, we do see this movement going to the top side, right? And it's rejecting at this level here, right? It's rejecting at this level. Okay, so for gold, definitely right now we can actually look for opportunities to actually take a short position, right? But we also can't forget that we do have multiple levels towards the upside, right? We have this and this as well, right? So if FOMC is siding towards the US, then we will see a major drop for gold, right? But right now, what I'm saying is I will want to take a shot because FOMC is at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? So I still have a lot of time to actually take a shot. So for gold, I will look for possible entries to actually take a shot, but it will be on the 15-minute time frame. All right. So if you guys want to actually get this trade as well, please do watch my live, continue watching it, right? And at the same time, you can actually just join my Telegram. Give me a minute. I will put the Telegram link out so that you guys can actually join the Telegram. So this is my Telegram, right? You can just type this into your Telegram and search for this. Right? You can just join my channel, and then I will give you guys more updates later on if I do see a potential entry for gold. Alright, so right now what I'm waiting for is for this price here to break and this price here to break. So either one, this one will be much more aggressive. This is going to be slightly more conservative for me to take an entry. Right, so I do have two levels like this that I've actually placed out. Okay, so I'm looking at these two levels. Alright, so this is going to be for gold. I will just move on with other pairs first. Okay, Euro AUD I've done already. Basically I don't, right? So if I look at Euro AUD, right, the price has broken towards the upside, right, at this level here. But the price has been ranging for quite some time before it actually reached to the top. So at this level here, this kind of movement, I'm going to avoid. That is why I didn't hop in for this trade, even though I do have this analysis done here, right? So I will just wait and see if I have a much more solid confirmation. All right. AUD CAD, I don't have a confirmation. This happened yesterday, so I did not take this trade. Okay. AUD JPY as well. USD CHF, basically what you see is just this minor range here. So obviously it's pre FOMC, right? So we'll only see more movement during FOMC happens, or maybe the New York Open. All right. Euro JPY, I've got nothing to get in yet. As for USD CAD, I have something that I'm looking at. Okay. This, all right. So this is going to change a little, right? I have this low here. Okay. I want something like this to happen right now. Okay, then we can actually hop in for a trade for USD CAD. But we'll wait and see how this price is going to play out, because if this entry here is slightly too low, we will be looking at an RR of maybe a 1 to not even close to 2, right? Yeah, it's only about 1 to 1.4. So a risk to reward something like this is not something that I'm looking at. But nonetheless, we will see. We do have this, maybe this is scenario 1. All right, we might have scenario 2, maybe it could be like this, right? Come back higher, breaks below, comes back, dump, right? So if with this scenario, we'll be looking at something like this. Okay, obviously we will have a much better RR, which is a 1 to 3, right? So we'll see how this is going to play out first. All right, let's move on to AUD USD, another USD pair. I have this resistance zone here, which I'm looking for a sell, and for a buy, I'll be looking at this level here. I'm taking the lowest level possible. All right. USD JPY is same as USD CHF, right? It's in a range here, so obviously, like I said, FOMC is coming, so we'll see how this is going to play out. Nonetheless, we do have a trend line that's happened here, right? So we'll see how this is going to go, and then we will, if there's a possible entry, then we will take it. All right. GBP JPY also has been ranging for quite some time on the hour 4, right? Since last week, it's been ranging. So I want to see how this price is going to play out. I do see not a very solid trend line, but obviously there's 3 touches, 1, 2, and 3, right? So we'll see how this price is going to play out before we actually get in. If I look at this one here, this could be a possible trend line as well. Yes. All right. So we do have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. Then this is the 4th, right? So if this price is going to break below, we'll retest. We will look for a downside movement. All right. If the price is going to break towards the upside, we'll look for a retest and buy towards the top. So we have 2 scenarios. All right, for GBP JPY. GBP USD, I have my analysis done like this. All right. So I'll be actually looking at these 2 levels here, right? This happened yesterday night as well, so I did not actually get in for this trade. Nonetheless, also that's not a solid confirmation. Okay, we'll see how we'll get for FOMC, and then we will actually hop in if there's a possible entry. Right. As for Euro USD, I've taken a position just now. Right. This is not what I've entered. I've entered a position right here. Of course, this trade is a very risky trade, right? So I actually gave out this trade to a different channel, right? Basically to the much more elite traders, right? So managed to scalp a little here with a very tight stop, and also a very tight TP, right? We actually took something like this, right? So it's not a lot of pip size. We're only risking like 5 pips, and then we are only gaining about 8 to 9 pips, right? So I'm not looking at the pip size. What I'm looking at is the risk reward, right? So if I lose a dollar, then if I gain $1.70, right? So this is what I'm looking at. So my lot size, it differs on how big my stop losses are. Okay, so I managed to scalp a little just now. Uh, but for Euro USD right now, it is at the support level here. But I do see that the possibility for the price to come back to this level here, right? This is what I'm looking at. Plus, we do see the price has rejected at this fair value gap here, right? This from 1, 2, and 3 candle, lowest from of the third candle and the highest of the first candle. It's a fair value gap. It's a price imbalance, right? So the price came back and just went actually gone higher, right? So if we want to know how many pips it has gone, about 10 pips, right? So that's the trade that I took. All right, so this for Euro USD. We'll see for more confirmations, and if the price were to reach to the top side here, then we will look for a sell. All right. NZD USD, we are currently at this support become a resistance zone. Solid confirmation, I also don't have any yet, right? Because it's also a USD pair, right? There's also a possible manipulation could happen, right? So we'll see how this is going to be before we get into position, all right? Because I do have two levels here, right? And the gap between them is not too big and not too far off. It's about only 22 pips, about 23 pips. So we'll see how this is going to play out before we hop in. All right, so back to gold. Currently, gold is slowly retracing towards the upside. I will just try and mark this trend line to see if the price will respect it. All right. Reason why I do so, if we do see this is the top, it came to this touch here, and right now this candle is still running. We have about 11 more minutes to go, right? Then we will know if this is going to close on the upside or the downside. All right, so we'll wait and see to potentially actually get a scalp for gold. All right. Okay, do you guys have any questions that you want to know, or any pairs that you are looking at that you want to have much more deeper analysis on? Then if yes, please do just type into the chat, and then I'll just help you guys out. All right, so for gold, I'm actually waiting at these two levels here. It's either 2025 to be broken or 2023 to be broken. Either level breaks, then I will take a trade. On 2025 is slightly more riskier, is slightly high risk a little, right? On 2023 it's slightly low risk. I wouldn't call it low, but I will just say it as a medium risk entry. All right, so we'll see how this is going to play out before we actually take a trade. Right now, we do see the price going upwards. Currently it's at 2030. Okay, if there's a possible entry for shorts, then we will definitely take it. All right. Any questions that you guys would like to ask? So basically, AUD, NZD, CAD, CHF, I'm waiting for a change of character. Alright. I'm waiting for confirmation. As for AUD, CHF, I'm looking to see if this price will retrace back to this price imbalance here before I start taking a short. Right. So this is what I'm currently looking at. Alright. NZD USD, I will still hold on to it. As for gold, I'm still waiting for a change of character here. Currently on the 50-minute, we do see another 7 more minutes to go. Price is currently respecting the trend line. Okay, so we'll see how it's going to play out. Euro CAD, I'm still waiting for the price to jump back to the support. Euro AUD, I'm waiting for a much more solid confirmation to actually hop in. Alright, I do have this trend line that's going on here, which is respecting as well. As for GBP CAD, it's in between, so it's either going to come to my support or to my resistance. Alright, USD CAD, I'm still waiting for confirmation. GBP USD, I'm waiting for the price to tap into the 0.5 Fibonacci level again. And as for Euro USD, we can actually try and take another position, right? But because right now it's at the support level, right? Where the resistance has been broken. It has left the station already, but nonetheless, we do have a possible entry that we can get as well, right? So if we look at the price here right now, it has this dump, it rallied. We need this to happen, breaking the upside, comes back, and then we can actually take a buy. So we want to see something like this, all right? AUD NZD, if it breaks above, then with a solid close, then we will put a buy limit. As for CAD, CHF, the same as well, right? So what I say is we have this move, right? Came back low. I want to see this break, comes back, and we can take a buy. Right, we are looking at something like this. All right. As for AUD NZD, it's the same. All right. If you zoom in closer, you can actually see this movement. Right. We do have this dump. Just hold on. We do have this dump here, right? Came back, created another dump. Now we want to see this break, comes back, and eventually riding it back to the top, right? So we want to see something like this. For both this pair, it's the same, right? Well, this is something like this, yeah? So for these two, I will keep a very close eye on. As for gold as well, right? So like I said, I have these two possibilities. One is here, then I can take my entry here, right? And the other one is here. Then I can take my entries here as well. right? So I have two possibilities, something like this. Okay. So, any questions? If no questions, then for TikTok, I will end my live. If you guys would like to continue watching my live, you can actually hop on to my Telegram. All right, this is my Telegram. Hop on to my Telegram, and there's a link to my YouTube. Then you can actually continue seeing me live there. All right. Just feel free to join our channel, right? Because we are free and we give you a lot of education and also signals as well. We also try and provide a lot more for you guys. So uh, don't be shy. Just hop into our channel and just join us, right? It's free anyways. Okay, so for TikTok, I'll end my live, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. If you need updates for FOMC or whatever trades that I'll be taking, hop on to my Telegram and you will actually get notified there. All right. So thank you guys for joining. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. So we're back on YouTube, and also on Twitch. All right. As for gold, we do see there's about another 1.5 more minutes to go. The price is still respecting the trend line. Okay, we want to wait for a break of the structure that we are looking at, right? But it is going to be slightly aggressive, right? If it happens, then we will take this trade, right? But as for AUDs, NZD, and CAD, CHF, I would say it's much more reliable because we do see a structure forming, okay, and at the same time, it's at our support. And these two trades is a totally different pairs, right? Both all four currencies are different, so it will be safer. We are not cross trading between each other. All right. So and also there's no USD pair here, but of course FOMC, it will somehow take a little effect on other pairs as well. Right. So we just need to be safe. If we can get the trade in and get out of the trade before FOMC, then it will be the best for us. All right, so we'll just wait and see. And when I if I turn off my live off, if I turn my live off later, then I will actually update you guys in the Telegram channel. All right, so please do join my Telegram channel as well. All right. Okay, a new 15-minute candle has opened. As for gold, we do see the price respecting the trend line. It's not breaking towards the upside. We'll see if this price is going to move on further towards the downside. If it does, then we will take this trade in. All right. Okay, so for Euro CHF, we will see if this is going to react. If we have the current candle, if it's going to close below this low, and if it reaches about this price point here, then I will cancel my sell limit. All right, since this will be the price point where I'll be looking for some reaction. Right, the current price has reached this level, and it has already been reacting at this level. All right, so I will hold on a little while more to see how this price is going to play out. If it dump further back to downwards to this level here at 0.94978, all right, if it reaches this level, then I will cancel my sell limit, as this will be our first TP. All right, so I will keep you guys updated on Euro CHF. As for AUD NZD, basically I'm waiting for this change here. All right, so I need the price to come up. Right, basically it's here, come up, break above this level, right, and then I will have my sell limit placed here. All right, and then I will just aim for the high here. All right, as for CAD CHF, it's the same as well. My high, I will be aiming at this high. All right, so I will keep you guys updated, posted for these three trades. As for gold, there's also not much reaction going on at the moment, so we'll see how it's going to play out. All right, other than that, I'll just update you guys in the channel. So if you guys don't want to miss out, so make sure you guys join my channel. All right, there's a link in my description, so please do hop in and just join our channel, and I will give you guys more updates on the trades that I'll be potentially taking, or I'll be monitoring it closely. All right, so thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the New York session. All right, so thank you once again, and bye bye.